Our moderator for this session, Mr. Ashish Gupta, Director of Winmark Services Private Limited. The panel discussion is about India's exhibition venues, scope for improvement, capacity creation, and utilization. I also welcome our other panel members, Mr. K.V. Nagendra Prasad, Chief Operating Officer, Hightex Limited, Mr. Balasubramaniam, Senior Director, IMTMA, Mr. Sudeep Sarkar, General Manager, Indian Exposition Mart Limited, IEML, Mr. Rajesh Mohan, General Manager, Strategy and Planning, Sahara Hospitality Limited.
So as an exhibition organizer, my stand is very, very clear. If I don't have a venue to do an exhibition, it's like being a cook, but no place to have diners come sit down and eat the meal. It is such an important aspect of exhibition organizing, and many of us keep on discussing we need more venues, less venues, ideal venues. So I said, let's open a can of worms and find out what's going on in the venue market and what is their take on the exhibition business. So before I proceed, may I request my panel members to kindly give a brief introduction of yourself and what is happening new in your center. So we'll start from my right. So because as the host, we have Nagendra to give the last word. So Mr. Mohan, quickly about yourself and what are you doing and what is happening. So just bullet points, we keep it brief so that everybody enjoys this session.
Good afternoon, friends. I don't see many of them in the seats, but we'll begin anyways because we're running short of time. So my name is Rajesh Mohan. I handle strategy and sales for Ambi Valley City and Hotel Sarasta in Mumbai. So Bombay had been thinking about, Bombay being the commercial capital of India, had been thinking about opening a venue which is a luxury venue with hotel and car parks and the entire logistics, and we opened this at the airport itself. It's a 4,000 square meters convention hall, and also we have another one which is 2,500 square meters in Ambi Valley City. So more about it as we progress, but this is about me so far.
Good afternoon, friends. This is Balasubramanian, representing IMTMA BIC. I head the trade fair divisions at IMTMA, along with the marketing activities of BIC too. Been doing the exhibitions for over 20 years at different organizations. BIC, as you all know, that it's been built and managed by Indian Machine Tool Manufacturing Association, which is an apex body of the machine tool industry in India. BIC has, in terms of facility infrastructures, BIC currently has around 42,000 square meters of exhibition space, including the entire ecosystems in terms of hardware, which needs to be required for managing an international exhibitions. That's it for the moment. As we go along, we can speak a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Bala. Hi, I'm Sudeep Sarkar. I'm General Manager, India Exposition Mart Limited. It's a public-private partnership between the Government of India, the local authorities, and the handicrafts manufacturers. And it's one of the most successful PPP that has come up in the National Capital Region of Delhi. And it's in existence for the last 8 years. The primary purpose of the venue was to further the cause of the handicraft exports from India, and also since we have availability of 8 halls, approximately 40,000 square meter, hence we organize a lot of third-party events. The most important of them is India Handicraft and Gift Fair, which is going to be the largest fair of the world in this October 14th to 18th. Wherein approximately 193,000 square meter area are going to be used. This is gross. And the 3,500 exhibitors and 5,000 invited buyers only. In addition to this, we have organized Auto Expo, which has got a very large footfall of 6.5 lakhs over a period of 6 days. Plus, we are also got coveted shows like BC Expo, Print Pack, and many other international conferences, because we have a convention facility that can take in 3,500 people in 2 halls. Further, the hall can also be divided into 6 more parallel halls. So large technical conferences that have got more than 15 parallel sessions at any given point of time can be given by us. So it's in a nutshell, the entire area is 235,000 square meter. The built up is 135,000 square meter. We have 40,000 dedicated exhibition facility, and we are planning to add another 40,000 to attract large scale shows. Thanks.
Thank you, Sudeep. Once again, welcome all of you to Hyderabad and HITEX. I am Nagendra Prasad. As most of you know by now, HITEX is a joint venture between the local government and Larsen & Toubro. And this was designed by German architects, and with everything ready for doing high-end engineering shows. That's it about HITEX.
Yeah, so this session is all about scope for improvement, capacity and creation and utilization. So since we are exhibition organizers, according to us, only exhibitions take place in these facilities. But I have been speaking to my panelists and I come to know that this is not really true. And also my experience of visiting exhibition managers of other venues around the world, they are also opening their doors. So quickly, what all kind of events take place in your venues? So once again, we'll go right to left. And can you tell us what all activities have you planned in this exhibition hall that you have?
Well, broadly, it can be classified into 3 genres of, one is a MICE segment, which is the most important segment, meetings, incentives, conferences, exhibitions. Then we have the social segment, where we also look at hosting social events and weddings. And third is the trade fairs, the expositions which we have. So these are the 3 broad categories of events which we aspire for.
Like my friend said, and we also have something like this kind of split category. Like predominantly, we focus on more on B2B exhibitions. Some of the largest exhibitions that we host in our places, which is the first one I would like to mention is our own exhibition, which is IMTEX, which we occupy the entire inch of space which is available in the exhibition center. We use something like around 50,000 square meters. Though we have 42,000, we create a high quality German structure hangar for 8,000. So that comes to around 50,000 square meters. We do that in IMTEX. And along with that, we have some of the bigger shows, which is done by associations and some of the private entity like Pradeep Devan trade fairs. Like we have Elecrama, which is moved from Bombay. They've done the first edition and they have already confirmed for the next edition, which is in 2016. And the other shows that we have is Tona, then we have India Wood, and then some of the international trade fairs that we have from like Electronica, Productronica, and we have also CeBIT, which is moved into our venue. So these are some of the venue exhibitions. Apart from this, we also have some of the specific corporate events, like Herbalife does the product launches in terms of product awareness, which brings in something like around 15 to 20,000 people across the country. So Herbalife, we have Target, we have Monavi, and something of those kind of things. Like we had also some of the companies, large companies, Yahoo, Mindtree, Family Day Out. So the entire corporate, the employees and the family, they are there at the venue and they use one of those halls as for their, the family entertainment, things like that. So these are the other segment that we have. And apart from that, we have some medical congresses also. They use one of the halls as the convention center, convert them because there's a large audience requirement, and the other hall is used as for the trade fair facility. So these are the third one which predominantly has been, of course, these categories of exhibitions comes to BIC in rotation, but they are fixed in terms of whenever they come to South, they come to BIC. So that's the third category type.
Yeah, if you look at us, we are a multi-purpose venue, number one. And the moment we are a multi-purpose venue, then we allow conferences, exhibitions, and a lot of corporate events. Since I'm also the Secretary of India Convention Promotion Bureau, hence but there is a facet that is open to bid for a lot of international conferences, which are like 4 to 5,000 people have spread over 4 to 5 days, and 15 to 20 parallel sessions. One of them is going to happen like World Dental Congress with more than 15,000 people and hooping 40 parallel sessions at any given point of time. 40 sessions at any given point of time. And I have from the industry Mr. Sham Nagpal, who is there in the audience and has been the past honorary secretary of the India Convention Promotion Bureau and is one of the key event bringer to India Expo Center. So if you look at it, since we are a B2B venue like Balaji also said, so we focus on events which are on a series so that we have a long-term contract and we offer a price advantage to them. So if you look at it, then we have print packaging as one of the series conferences. We have, of course, India Handicraft and Gift Fair, the very basis on which the venue was came into existence. Then we have renewable energy as one of the series. Then we have most coveted Auto Expo as a series for the next 5 shows. So that is how the venues are on the exhibition. If you look at corporate, we have the local huge corporates over there like Hewitt Associates and Convergence and Honda Motors, etc. So all Motherson. So all they do their annual programs and annual meetings at our venue. Besides, it acts as a product launch venue, and a lot of AGMs happen at our place. A lot of large exams. I'm sure it happens at Bangalore also. Happens with us. So if you look at it, I cannot be only saying this venue is only for this. It's a multi-purpose venue. Come whatever a query, we need to adjust and adapt ourselves and present the venue to the client in a profitable manner so that we are there and our days are utilized. That's how.
We do exhibitions or shows that these people don't do, okay? Whatever is left over, probably. We are a purpose-built exhibition center and we have that statement in the HITEX logo also that it's an exhibition center. Our focus is exhibitions. But during those times when there are no shows, based on the availability, we do offer the venue to other purposes like conventions, meetings, corporate events, social events, etc. But the primary focus is exhibitions and we would like to remain that way.
Since this topic is about scope for improvement, capacity creation, and utilization, I think the time is now started coming for venue owners to take a little more active role to help exhibitions become successful in your venues, especially for non-metro cities of Mumbai and Delhi, which are known to have the maximum amount of exhibitions. When they come to Bangalore or they come to Hyderabad or even for Greater Noida, visitors are a big challenge. And if I were to come to Hyderabad and to do an exhibition, I found it difficult to tell my taxi driver of Uber taxi that take me to HITEX Exhibition Center, and he said, I don't know exactly where it is. So if I were to guide local visitors or even visitors who are not from Hyderabad or from Bangalore, it's an uphill task for an exhibition organizer. So do any of you run programs that aid and assist exhibition organizers? Are you taking a proactive role, or what is new that is happening at your venues? So this time I'll go left to right.
See, we are in a place where we have everything ready to host premier shows. But unfortunately, we find that the organizers here are concentrating more on cities like Delhi and Bombay. We are kind of coming up with some innovative things to kind of attract these people to Hyderabad. We are sure once they have their shows here, like many of them, Mr. Anil Arora has been doing his print packaging, India Lab Expo has started, and now they are getting into a 5-year contract. Likewise, once people start coming in, they will have a good experience and continue here. That is the past trend. But first, to bring them here, we are working on a couple of means. For example, rental is a major pain point for most of the organizers. They have to pre-book certain area, certain halls, etc. And they start marketing, and they're not sure how this new city would behave for them. So we would like to help them on this, and we are offering revenue share models and profit share models to reputed people so that they could try out this market. And not just limiting to being a venue, we would also like to support these organizers in marketing, carrying out their local marketing efforts in terms of outdoor print, etc., and also in terms of the database, which Ashish was emphasizing. Database is one key thing that most of the organizers would look at when they come to a new city. So we would like to support them on this. Of course, protecting the interest of people who don't want to share, they would have their own ownership of it. We will not kind of take away the data, but we will build it parallelly and share it with people who require it as part of a package. That's what we are planning to do.
If you look at India Expo Center, yes, we have a clear policy of no penalization with us, except a few essential services which matters like F&B, housekeeping, security, and Wi-Fi and ambulance, etc. Other than that, the organizer, we do not overlap, and we keep them absolutely independent in their own choice of vendors, service providers, and the way they want to execute the events, of course with the safety standards. But that's about the exhibition part. Regarding the visitor movement part, again, it is a primary responsibility of the organizer, but in terms of road signages, we provide them assistance. In terms of help desk, we have a centralized number wherein it can be called. In fact, we are registered at many places wherein, if they pick up the phone and just call them up, the message comes to us directly, and then we call them up and give them the desired information. And in terms, there's one major role that we play in terms of helping out the exhibition organizers who are the first timers or are based out of the city. That is the augmentation of the various pseudo legal services like service tax, like road tax, or like entertainment tax. The Greater Noida Industrial Development Authority plays a very key role, or I'll say it's a local authority that plays a very key role in helping out the organizer to formalize that, so that the same services then can further be extended to the visitors. Another important role that we play, because we are blessed with this India Handicraft and Gift Fair, it gives the management a huge opportunity and a bargain with the local stakeholders, be it transporter, be it hoteliers, to come out with very, very attractive packages and rates. But that is on request. We do not come of our own to them. We do mention it, but it's up to the organizer to take the services or at least use a part of the services through us. So these are the various ways then we extend our hospitality to them. We are planning out even more in
Yeah, at BIC also what we do is we walk that extra mile along with the organizer to make him comfortable in terms of visitors. Of course, we may not be able to get into his level of understanding and really getting the visitors, his interested visitor out of their workplace and coming to the exhibition. But of course, we do, the one important thing is, as an association, we have a strong or maybe a good wealth of databases across industry sectors. So which is, we tell the organizer in case if you are able to share with us what is the kind of HTML that you need to send it to those target audience. Depending upon the filtration of the database that we have, we do that. We do the mass mailing on behalf of the organizers, and we have seen in certain areas which has had been a little bit of effect on that. So we do that emailing thing. This is one thing which is very specifically we do it. Apart from this, at the exhibition center, once they are there at the venue, there are very a number of things that we do it. Like how Hightex, they have Uber here. We have a tie-up with Meru. So every exhibition that happens in BIC, Meru sets up a kiosk in terms of running of for different locations from the airport, from the railway stations, from the bus station to BIC. So they have a fleet of car which is parked outside, and they facilitate visitors going to different destinations or coming from different places And as we also wear the organizer's hat, and we have a successful exhibition which we do at our own venue, which is IMTEX, we share some of the best practices with the organizers. Whatever has been working well with us, we share with the organizer, and probably that could be in terms of maybe a good effective media planning. Of course, it will be vary from industry, but we share it with them. We share it some of the best practices that we use it for our own purpose, which has definitely will bring them in some kind of result. So we help them in the media planning also, and we are right next to the NH. So there is a sort of a toll gate which is immediately when you're coming out of the place. So we also work in tandem with the traffic cops. So in terms of some of the large exhibition which comes into the venue, in terms of facilitating a smooth movement of vehicles inside and outside. So we take the local police and the traffic department support so that they are there during the exhibitions and able to help us smoothen whatever help they can offer in terms of traffic management. We have a toll gate which is outside. For our own exhibition, what we do is basically we keep it open with paying with some extra price. While coming in the morning between say 8:30 to 10 o'clock, and while going evening from 4:30 to 7 o'clock, the toll gate is kept open. Of course, there is some amount of money which is spent, which is as an organizer for our own exhibition, we do it. We share this again with the organizer, and we always talk to the NH and see what is the best thing that you can do it. Maybe instead of 2 hours, you do it for half an hour or 45 minutes, so that the ease of movement from the exhibition center, it's also available. So these are some of the best practices that we share with them, and which definitely has worked on many of the occasions.
Well, we have two venues. One is Ambi Valley City in Lonavala. So that's a gated city in itself. So where we control whatever happens there. So we have a dedicated events team which takes care of all your requirements. Coming to Bombay Hotel Sarastar, Bombay, if you are aware, there are a lot of permissions required from police to traffic to public performance license to other licenses, multiple licenses. So one can get bogged into that. So what we have done also is that we have another event company within our own premises. You can sign up with that, and we take care of all your multiple licenses required in Bombay. So you don't have to go from pillar to post, and you can focus on your exhibition. So this is a one-stop shop we provide. You just sign up with us, and then we take care of everything which is there, which Bombay authorities want, because we have connects with them. So this is only we as a venue organizer provide, and that's something we are proud of. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that's very interesting. You have an event company for licensing, and all payments are fully by check. Okay, very good. So that's really good news. That's a very positive step taken by Sahara, and I hope that these venues all across the country will start taking more proactive role in aiding and assisting. So a lot of good ideas, sharing data of visitors, help desk for guidance. I think every venue must have their own help desk, which an exhibition organizer can provide to their visitors, that for information on how to get there, please contact this number. So this is something that I really appreciate that is being done. Any particular strengths or challenges that you're facing in your center which will help, or maybe there are some ideas that you have, because our panel discussion is scope for improvement, capacity creation, and utilization. So, Nagendra, what would you like to tell us that, how can we create a win-win situation where, as the Chief Minister this morning also mentioned, that halls are underutilized? I think, what is the industry standard? 160 days of rental? What is the standard across, or 100 days per year? Capacity utilization of halls for venues. So would anybody like to talk on this?
That would depend upon, I don't know, because case to case basis, probably I don't think there will be any universal norm which says that, because it all depends upon your income and revenue also. Because otherwise, in terms of our BIC, we are occupied for 165 days, out of 365 days. But again, we are not fully occupied. But again, there is room for improvement, and we are doing a hell of things in terms of attracting people. We walk that extra mile in terms of feeding informations to organizers and talking about what are the industries that could pull into southern regions. When you're traveling abroad in marketing, we do certain things. There are certain mother exhibitions which are happening in other European, Western countries. There's certainly a scope for coming down to India. So these are certain efforts that we do in terms of marketing and bringing in actually. So of course, this remains a challenge. But again, in terms of capacity, we are at 165, but I don't think, I'm not sure in face if it comes something from the audience, that would be information for us.
No, we'll open the audience question answer. So would you like to take on this? Sudeep, what is your take? I'm going to come to Rajesh Mohan in the end because I know his capacity utilization is a lot different than what the exhibition venues have.
In terms of in terms of capacity utilization, my comments are that operationally, yes, you have to be in the profit zone, but then capacity utilization, since we have multiple 8 halls, all events will not be on all the halls. But still, if we go by 1 hall per day, then at least a minimum 160 days capacity utilization is a must, because that would give you 50% utilization. But at the same time, remember, but you will not be able to sell the hall always at a 100% rack rate. You are giving discounts over there also. So both has to compensate in order to make it 150, 160 days. Last 2013-14, we have completed 156, and mine are published reports. So, but still that gives me a little comfort, but not much of a comfort. But anything below than that, then the challenges come up in terms of operating cost, because operating cost is going up and up every day, every hour. And it's like, as I've said earlier, it's a internal and external health of the organization. We can keep consuming the cost if we do not get the events. And if we eat more, we'll like obese and we'll soon out of the race. So capacity utilization in terms of venue utilization days, in terms of exhibition, conferences, or any other events are a must for us. So that's how I would like to put it out.
The overall view is that most of the venues that are present still have some capacity to offer, which only means that there are not enough shows happening. Probably what we need today is more organizers doing shows on new subjects. The venues will make up to whatever capacity that would require them to. What we need is more organizers, I would say.
Frankly, it's quite a challenge because for an expo of 3 days, we typically budget 2 days prior for setup and 1 day post that for breakdown. So where we obviously, that's obviously on a charge, but for a 3-day expo, you will occupy 6 days. And we don't have such multiple halls like other exhibition venues in Hyderabad or Bangalore or even in Greater Noida. So since we have a limited inventory of event halls, so we usually have to do a tough revenue management there, and which is why we are looking at blocking out certain dates which are prime dates for social calendar, and we block that well in advance, and we release the balance dates for expos and all together. So we are typically sold out around the year. In fact, I would say 300 out of 365 days we are kind of not available, so sold out. So that's, and balance 65 days we do need for our own maintenances because these events are quite hectic and quite rigorous on the event hall itself. So we need that 65 days for our own peace and relaxation and maintaining the entire infrastructure. Thank you.
So that means you don't want to take any more events. This is, you're quite satisfied. This is what you're trying to say. But, I have a point to make to Hotel Sahara that while everybody appreciates a 5-star quality venue, please do not think exhibition organizers will pay you the same rate as somebody who's doing a wedding once in a year, because if we don't make money organizing exhibitions at your venue, then definitely we will not be patronizing it in the long run. So anyway, so coming back to this exhibition center capacity utilization. So a lot of us exhibition organizers have an opinion that there is no good exhibition venue. So none of us are able to define what an ideal exhibition center is, where should it be, what size should it be. So would any of you like to take up this and talk back to exhibition organizers that what do you mean by an ideal exhibition center? So would you like to say something on this point? Yeah, but we can all give a little bit, maybe 2-minute comments, not very long. Would you like to start, Bala?
As I said in the early beginning, as the whole purpose of building BIC was for our own purpose. As you all know, that we have our own exhibition, which is IMTEX, which traveled from Bombay to Delhi, Pragati Maidan, again came back to Godrej premises. Of course, our chairman was kind enough to give those factory sheds for holding our exhibitions. So we back and forth. We have been going from New Delhi to Bombay, and that's when we thought of thinking quite loudly that why don't we have our own exhibition center, which has been there, it is happening there in our mind for quite some time. And we have been putting a lot of efforts in terms of having it there in Bombay also, but somehow things were not happening. And then when the entire manufacturing also was shifting from the Western India to Southern India, we thought it will be an ideal place to be in Southern India. So we built our own exhibition center, and we as an organizer knew what are the challenges an organizer would undergo through those, while organizing an exhibition. And we put everything in place. So that's, by doing all those things and having a very good thought process of doing all those things, we finally ended up having an exhibition center which is absolutely plug and play in terms of whatever requirement an organizer would require to be at the exhibitions. An exhibition center which having the entire ecosystems to hold international exhibitions, be it vendor, be it food court, be it conference center with the required rooms of different capacity. So we build up an entire ecosystems at our place. So that's one of the USP, I would say that. And again, every services that you have is basically a plug and play. You have a good list of vendors who are, some are part of empaneled, some are open with us. Again, as an organizer, we also share some of who are the vendors. So those are the list of vendors which are available. And as a venue also, as you know that, and we are also a LEED certified green exhibition center. So that's again in one of the, of course, going forward, people are looking at, how do we hold? We just heard one of the sessions like, how do we have green exhibition? So the exhibition center itself is a green facility. There are a lot of which some of the organizer would feel that a little stringent, but again, we follow this thing as part of our green measures or maybe environment friendliness. And the other thing that we do is, we always tell the organizers actually, the organizer need not take many of those responsibility on his head. Like now, he doesn't have to come and see what kind of washrooms are available, what kind of deployment of security is available. While they are paying from their pocket, leave it to us. And we have a team of people who are with the organizer right from the beginning till that they go back happily and delighted. We tell the organizers to leave all those responsibilities to us, and you focus on your requirement for the exhibitors and you how to get the visitors. Whatever in terms of operational capabilities, whatever operational requirement is needed, leave it to us. We have the strength, we know the people, and we will do it. Of course, in many other places, it's left to the organizer to do it. But here, we say that leave it to us. So everything, housekeeping, housekeeping and security, in terms of whatever it's needed in terms of inside the complex, on site, we do it. We go walk the extra mile. We put the team in place. We also have a property manager with CBRE who helps them in terms of doing whatever is required from them. So these are some of the unique things that we do at our place for some of the organizers.
You're all listening carefully, I hope, and I'm going to involve you. In fact, your turn is going to come soon, where we will open the floor for open discussion. But I have Sudeep who wants to say something about what is the ideal exhibition center. I'll also ask one to exhibition organizer colleagues who have moved shows. So I know Anil, are you here in this room? So he moved his show to Hyderabad. So what has been your overall experience? Is this myth that Mumbai and Delhi is the ideal exhibition venue? What has been your experience? We have BC India who has moved their venue from Mumbai to Greater Noida. So we'd like to just quickly touch on this ideal exhibition center. So Sudeep, what do you have to say on this?
I will, put it in this way that what is an ideal destination you mean to say? Because I am from the conference industry also. I'll just take you a little round. Give me a minute on this. If you look at the conferences, people say, Hotel Ashok has got a large convention center. I'm just taking the names for better understanding. Hotel Ashok Delhi, it can get seated 3,000 people over there. Now, any large national conference have more than 5,000 delegates. I've been following one very passionately, hence I have the good, bad, both the experiences. Now you go there, you have you can divide it into 3 halls. You can have your parallel sessions as well over there, but there's no exhibition facility. Okay, now quickly move on to another venue called Manekshaw. That's also a very beautiful venue over there. They don't allow foreigners to go in. Simultaneously, there's no exhibition facility. Now come to ITPO. There's no convention facility. There can be an exhibition. Come to my venue at Greater Noida. There is both convention and exhibition facility. But if I get a conference organizer, he says, room kahan hai? And where is the accommodation? So to me, if I look at the basic question, what is an ideal destination doesn't really hold good in India or maybe anywhere else. It should be a destination with a minimum support facilities. That is what could be called as an ideal destination. Like if I take the example of mine, it's a India Expo Center. It's a all-purpose, multi-purpose venue. The moment you walk in, you get aligned in front of the hall. You get in inside the registration, and then you can just walk into the halls. It's all-purpose. Be it 40-degree temperature outside, or 0 degree, or if it is raining, you are inside the hall, and all 8 halls are under one roof. Is that an ideal destination? If it could be, then there are many other services that we have also to facilitate the exhibition organizer in terms of housekeeping, security, Wi-Fi, medical, etc., etc., etc. But still, there are many other things that's desired by the organizer, both conferences and exhibitions. I'm saying both because I'm a multi-purpose venue. So to me, an ideal destination really doesn't hold good in India per se. It could be a destination with lay down minimum criteria for exhibition and conferences. That would be an acceptable one to both you and me. Because an ideal won't stop anywhere. The moment you have reached perfection, there's 2 more things that would be desired by the organizer. So where we're going to draw the line? So let's have a minimum characteristics for any venue to offer. And that could be a yardstick and could be called, maybe called as an ideal destination.
See, let me give an example of Hyderabad. Hyderabad is a city of almost 10 million people. We have very good exhibition infrastructure. Adjacent to us, we have India's biggest convention center, and then there is a 5-star hotel right in the same campus. We have about 5,000 hotel rooms in the radius of about 3 kilometers from here. Good government support, good airport, good connectivity, centrally located within the country. We have all the ingredients, but we don't have organizers.
You want to say something on this, Rajeshji? No, it's okay. So, yeah, this ideal destination for doing a exhibition from an exhibition organizer's perspective is where I can get maximum exhibitors to pay money to buy a stall. I think everything boils down from that perspective, and then we work backwards. But I know that there are many people who don't necessarily have the same mindset, and they really move the market. So, shows like BC India, when they move, the whole market moves with them. So shows like CeBIT or Elecrama, so when they move, the whole market moves with them. But this is not really the truth for small and medium-sized exhibitions. If we decide to move, it is not necessary that the market moves with us, and sometimes that risk allows a gap where a competitor can come and open a show in that sector. So this is maybe some of the reasons, but let's come to the audience. What would you like to say on the subject of capacity, utilization, scope for improvement? Anybody there? There was one hand raised here in the front. Yeah.
Actually, the question which I had to ask was, it was just a suggestion, and actually this is a very humble suggestion. It has nothing to do with the capacity utilization. You see, you have hotels, for example, One, you will have the hotel decent, and then you have the Taj Falaknama. There is a difference, a decided difference between these, and that is decided upon by a committee which gives them a star rating. Now, should the similar system not be adopted for locations, for venues where exhibitions are held? Because that will help in also the pricing procedure. It will help an individual who is organizing an exhibition to understand what kind of expense they can expect. And also standardization, which will prevent people from feeling that they're getting ripped off. So just a suggestion.
No, I think there's a lot of work that is happening. It's no longer something in the dark. Nobody, it's not that as if people don't know what is going to be their spend when they move to another market or to another city or to visit an exhibition. I think it's more transparent now. I think Google is everywhere, and Google helps us get more information than we ever had. Anybody else on this subject here in the front row?
I would like to share a visitor point of view. For any venue, I have been visiting almost maximum exhibitions throughout the country, but hardly I find drinking water in any venue free of cost for the visitors. Now venue, you are the big venue owners, can you not provide the drinking water to visitors complimentary? At some places, organizer is giving, but as a visitor, you hardly get, this is one. Second, the cost of food provided in the exhibition is exorbitant for the visitors, which is a deterrent sometimes for the visitors to visit any venue, because you are putting the conditions that only this and that caterer will be serving in your venue. So that is the deterrent for organizers. So I think you have to give some suggestions on these issues. Thank you.
Yeah, I think these suggestions are good, but there are a lot of practical challenges. You know, right now we heard that capacity utilization 160 days, which is almost less than 50%. Now, if the only way to circumvent it is that venues, like they do internationally, is build good quality restaurants within the venue, which are patronized throughout the year. So once this kind of throughout the year footfalls are coming into this venue for these high quality restaurants and eating facilities, then it is going to be possible. So this could be a suggestion for venue owners to look at adding on to these facilities. You want to say something, Sudeep?
Sir, I will answer in a different manner to your question. Like you said, but there needs to be autonomy. I also, am with you, but give me one solution. We have also 100 plus employees at our venue. Now, who would feed us throughout the year? Now, he feeds us throughout the year, and during the event, we ask him, no, you please be out of this venue. I want to get that. Now, that's what my colleague Bala also says, that your is organization. You organize the event, certain services are to be given with a venue, which are venue-centric. Allow them for the venue. But yes, your point is right. Like in IML, I can vouch for others also. Nothing sells beyond the MRP. That's the rule. And there is a number everywhere the sell counter is there. You can call up if anything is being overpriced at any given point of time. But you have to be adaptive and understanding of this difficulties faced with a venue in terms of its own F&B requirement throughout the year. How am I going to feed my 150 people? When any client comes, what am I going to do? Take him to a restaurant. So these are the challenges faced by me. So I have a F&B of my own, maybe through a third party or other venue owners. That line, that understanding needs to be between you and us for making the event successful. That's where maybe this forum would work out the solutions for us.
Sanjeev ji, you want to say something?
Yeah. I have a quick suggestion on this topic. That look, what you guys could do is that tie up with, let's say, pizza delivery, cafe coffee day, this kind of low cost people who are not necessarily, they don't look for permanent space. So, and rather than looking at it as a profit center, maybe you can look at it as a service you give to organizers, because we find it very difficult to do these tie-ups for one event, yes. And they sometimes would sort of, put a lot of conditions about minimum guarantees and things like that. But if you guys do probably, they would be more motivated because it's round the year, even for 160 days, it's good business. So I would have things like, let's say, Pizza Hut, and always build competition. So if you're taking Pizza Hut, you take another who is competing, and Cafe Coffee Day, so you have Barista and so on, and keeping high quality but low price also in mind, because there are participants who are there for 3 days, and many of them would not like to be out of pocket on this item. But it's very, very important. I agree with the comment here that it is a big problem for not only for visitors, but also for participants. We do a feedback survey in which food is always a complaint area, and also for the exhibitors.
We at Hitex have almost kind of a tie-up with 25 vendors that includes Domino's, Subway, and various other reputed brands who sell their products at the same cost that they sell at their other outlets. They have a national MRP thing, so that they don't overcharge at the venue actually. So we help organizers set up this food court, and we manage it for them. Especially some of them, like probably your own exhibition, you do it, but there is a choice for organizers. We set up the food court and operate for them.
One more thing I will add over here is going a step beyond this. At India Expo Center, we have the catering in 4 steps. One is a driver's canteen. I mean, wherein you, sorry, there is a fixed, rupees, 100 rupees or 150 rupees, and you get the morning breakfast with, tea, then your lunch. And mind you, the lunch doesn't have 4 chapatis. It is till their stomach is full. And then they have evening, and then again in the night, because they work 24 hours. Yes. And then we have a food court, wherein all these, national or international brands you said are there, and it is mandatory for them to sell at the all other centers, whatever they are selling. The outside and inside price has to be same. We do not charge any service fee. That is, you can call it, tips, etc. It's mandatory. The third is, of course, the cafeteria, wherein you get the packed lunch. Where you can sit down in an AC environment. I can vouch it's very clean. And then, of course, you have fine dining where you pay, another price. And then you have your choice of buffet for us. So that's, across, I'm sure the venues, the exhibition venues, the multipurpose venues would need to have, and we have it. And we need your, cooperation in that.
So just a quick feedback on Nagendra. You see, the way you are doing, you are asking the organizers to provide the space to these vendors, and it becomes a cost center for me. So I would much rather you have a fixed place for this cafeteria, which is properly sanitized, and so it is it's a double whammy. That look, I'm paying for that space, plus it is not meant for serving food. So there is always a question of flies, and it's not proper. So this is a small suggestion.
See, we can, it's an operational issue. Most of the times the organizers want the food court right inside their exhibition area so that it is convenient to, your visitors. So definitely flies come in the season. But there's other alternatives also. We have to work out in terms of how convenient it is to the visitors, But there is no policy or restriction from our side. We can support you in, ensuring that the cost of food is not
Okay, so now, since we are having shortage of time, I'm going to take advantage of 2 people who are here from overseas, and what would be their suggestions to venue owners for capacity utilization and improvement. So we have Mr. Daniel Dubois, he's here, and I also know Mr. Ong from Sachios is here. So what do your venues do, and how do they increase the capacity utilization and improvement? So can I have a mic here with Mr. Daniel Dubois? Would you please talk to us on this subject?
Yes, good afternoon. And obviously the organizers are going to identify
David Dubois, sorry.
The organizers are going to identify, as we've heard, their needs, wants, and desires for their attendees. So if it's to have food courts inside the center or adjacent to it, because everybody today is looking for efficient flow for exhibitors and trackability of attendees for exhibitors. And going back to the ideal situation, in terms of a destination, I used to run a convention and visitors bureau in the States. And the ideal scenario is an exhibition or convention center with 2 or 3 hotels or 5 hotels, ideally walkable, In the case of this city, within the 3 kilometers, I think you said, and well, of course, one right here, and restaurants and shopping. So that would be the ideal situation. But utilization now and trying to, as a show organizer, maximize the revenues that you can get once you lease a space, but at the same time, the venue operator and owner needs to maximize revenues as well.
Thank you, Mr. Dubai. Is Mr. Ong here in the room from Sachios? Here. There, I can see you. So you're closest to the mic, guys. So can we get a mic to Mr. Ong? What is your suggestion and recommendation for the theme of our panel?
Actually, every one of us need to understand it's an ecosystem. It's not just about buyers earning maximum profit. It's not just about sellers earning maximum revenue. In my previous life, I came from a convention center. Standalone convention center, no hotel rooms, so very similar to all of you on the panel. We have roughly about 250 activity days. We face the same challenge of having an inflexible cost line and very, very variable revenue lines. So in dead months like February, revenue goes way below, and your cost lines, you can't flex it. And a group of us sat down within the industry and said, could we critically look at the business model of a convention center and try to flip it around? So what do I mean? Taking a simple example as coffee. We analyzed coffee. In the place I came from, before Suntec, the profit margin of coffee is 35 cents to the dollar. So for every dollar I sell, 35 cents profit. So we went to Starbucks, which was an existing tenant. We worked out with them. We came to a deal of about 28 cents. So for every single cup of coffee they sell, they give us 28 cents. So they earn, we earn too. We earn less. In peak months, we definitely earn more, or we do not lose that much during non-peak months. So in that example, we managed to flex an inflexible cost line and turn it into flexible cost lines because it's now all outsourced to Starbucks. People are generally willingly to pay more for Starbucks rather than convention center coffee, even though I think that convention center coffee are equally as good. So that's one way that we did. We also then extended the model to general F&B. That didn't work because we said, okay, F&B, 30 cents to the dollar. Can we take the same model, go to a company like Doe & Co., go to outsource company like SETS that has an extensive F&B operation within the country, outsource that model, and try to earn less, but flex the cost line. But the result wasn't too good. We didn't go full. Luckily, previous company didn't go full scale. They were able to swing it back to the traditional F&B model immediately because the quality and just in time, just in sequence operations just in work in F&B.
Thank you, Mr. Ong. So, we've run out of time, and this panel has to wrap up. But before I do that, an opportunity to the venue owners, since we have the president in attendance and all the committee members of IEIA and also senior members from the exhibition industry. So what's your wish list? What do you want from us? This is a good opportunity for you to talk back to us, and we'll take the notes and make sure that some things move. And also, I tell you, if we listen to you, in future, you also should listen to us. So take this opportunity. You don't want to be the first. Okay, Bala, any wish list you have for IEIA and to the exhibition industry that you would like to talk to quickly?
I had just a couple of points which we just jotted down when we were discussing in the morning. Two important things is, one is definitely in terms of knowledge sharing, what the Chief Minister also said in the morning. Knowledge sharing is going to be one important thing in this current world. So knowledge sharing in terms of little meaning of knowledge sharing as well as education to the workforce. In terms of exhibitions, we are still in an unorganized sector. So how do we get it organized? So education is one important thing that probably we thought, and probably educating people is one way to start somewhere in terms of making them more organized and a disciplined manner. That is one thing. And in terms of putting, the second thing was basically how do we put the entire exhibition, what discussed in the earlier, the standards and codes in terms of regulating certain things so that the entire exhibition industry in India gets upgraded, gets graduated to the next level in terms of international standard. So some kind of regulations, standards and codes, if that could be, we can take it forward and get it materialized. Of course, it would take time, but that's the second one which I had in mind.
Yeah, so one is I think was already done in the morning. You're starting an academy, which is really going to be great news for the industry. Also, there should be some bit of an award and recognition platform wherein you award the venues pan-India level so that there is some sense of motivation. Otherwise, this is a thankless job. So if you could, well, service industry anyway it is. So if you have some award and recognition, that will really boost and also stir up the entire competition amongst the entire venues.
Well, my wish list is a little broader. And the first of that is, please, I request IIA and all members, please get metro to all the venues in India. Metro. Yeah, your and my problem, both problems are solved for the visitor connectivity and the exhibitor connectivity. We need that. It's there all over the world. We in India do not have it, number one. Number two, there's another most important thing, and that's for the benefit of the industry from both the sides. Why not support the initiatives of the venue to identify the service providers in all respect so that the training development can be undertaken with a venue and with all safety standards, and they are the people who are in turn taken by the exhibition organizers for their stand build-up and all other necessary services. That will give you a skilled manpower base. That will solve a lot of the problems that we have in terms of standardization and non-standardization. Third, I would say, IIA, I heard it in the morning, that's been already discussed, that there is a, some kind of a training given to all the service providers, the exhibition organizers, and the venue service providers in terms of both, video demonstration or could be physical demonstration. Let there be a video. Let the workers and us see what are the various safety standards need to be followed at the venue. It could be a video. I mean, I'm sure all the venues can provide a video to all and it's in a public place so that everybody sees it. And the next is, please have local chapters and talk to the local stakeholders in order to know, identify what are the various challenges there and the solutions thereof. And media needs to play a very key role in this. The venue has lost, may lose a business depending upon a particular facility or a service not being available at that venue. But the larger business that city has lost needs also to be known to their particular authorities. So if we have regular interaction with the local authorities, they will also understand and appreciate that these are the bigger opportunities coming to us. And in the absence of these opportunities, what is the business lost by them? So media can cover those regular meetings and publish it for the benefit of all the members. These are my wish list.
My wish list is to have more organizers and a message to IIA and probably things that they've already initiated is to invite people like David Dubois and Ong and other people to come to India and see the potential here so that they could bring their shows is one good initiative of IIA. And as our President Rakesh ji was saying, or urging the Chief Minister about this academy, probably it would kind of bring in more people into the exhibition industry and they would in turn bring business to us. Some of the initiatives of IIA which I think will benefit us in the long term and many more which we should identify so that the industry benefits and there are more people coming into the exhibition industry.
So summing up this session on Indian exhibition venues, scope for improvement, capacity creation, and utilization, I think some very good ideas came up of alternate usage of exhibition halls, which even I didn't know, that is corporate employees meet, health conferences and World Trade Congresses, annual meetings. I think this is an excellent idea. Some of the things that exhibition venue owners are doing is excellent, and we encourage you to keep on trying to find more ways to make exhibition organizers become successful in your venues. I assure you, the more you work towards this, the more patronization that you will get. So may I request a loud round of applause for my panelists. So thank you very much. I hand over the panel to Shivani.